If you don't know who Jordan Peterson is, you must have been living under a rock for the last couple of years. Hi, I'm Bill, the domestic monk. For those of you who may not know who Jordan Peterson is, he's a Canadian psychologist and college professor who was thrust into the limelight a couple of years back when he challenged the Canadian law mandating the use of arbitrary gender pronouns in the name of tolerance. His videos on that whole fiasco are fascinating in and of themselves and are well worth watching. Regardless of what you think about his opinions on that subject, he's one of the most intelligent, informed, and thoughtful people I've ever listened to. He can talk about almost any subject with a depth of knowledge that's simply outstanding. And he doesn't just shout down those who disagree with him. He simply explains his position and lets you decide what you want to do with it. At any rate, he has a series of talks on the Bible that I found to be absolutely fascinating. By his own admission, he's working out his own thoughts on the stories contained in the Bible on the fly, and he's doing it in front of a live audience. Each of the discussions lasts about 2 hours, with another 30 minutes or so for questions. In each talk, he interweaves the biblical stories we all grew up with together with philosophy, psychology, science, and history. It's like a 360-degree panoramic view on the Bible and its influence on the world in general and Western culture in specific. I really don't know how one guy can pack that much stuff into his head at one time. As a disclaimer, Jordan Peterson isn't Catholic or even a committed Christian from what I can tell, but he's very clearly influenced by Christianity and its impact on our culture and on the world. And I'm not vouching for or judging the theological correctness of his opinions in the series. Not that I'm in any way qualified to do that in the first place. Mr. Peterson himself acknowledges that in many cases he really doesn't know the true meaning of some of the mysteries he discusses in this series, because all biblical stories operate at multiple levels at the same time. But he does provide a fascinating, unique perspective from a very well-informed and educated man about the founding principles of our world and culture. If you have the time, they're well worth a listen. You can find them on YouTube or as a podcast, and for those who are interested, I'll put links in the description below. If you're looking for a more Catholic commentary on the Bible as a whole, I'd recommend this book, Walking with God, A Journey Through the Bible. It takes on the Bible in much the same way as Mr. Peterson does, beginning with Genesis and moving forward, providing context and history for those of us with a more limited understanding of the Bible. It's very well written, it's clear and easy to understand, and it's authentically Catholic. It can be used as I'm using it, as a companion to Jordan Peterson's talks for more context and clarity on the Catholic view of biblical history, or read it on your own if Jordan Peterson isn't your cup of tea. I'll link to it below as well. If you do pick it up, let me know what you think. Finally, Mr. Peterson's been dealing with some pretty significant health issues for the last several months. Please keep him and his family in your prayers. Until next time, in the words of the patron saint of this podcast, the great apostle of California, Saint Junipero Serra, siempre adelante.